Okay, this is the walk around and startup of the 1993 Yamaha GTS. These are a very unique bike. They're very rare and they went for about 100% more than the standard 1000 in the year that this came out. So I'll start doing a walk around. Do a general walk around, you can see it, and then I'll do a close-up. And I'll try and address some of the features as I do this. One of the main features of the GTS is the single-sided front swing arm. And right along with that is, you see this brake caliper in here. It is a 6-piston brake caliper, 3 pistons on each side. And it is automotive. If you look at the pictures, you'll see the brake pads compared to a normal 1000, and they're, you know, like 2.5 times the size. Now with the single-sided front swing arm, this is a vented disc brake. You'll get a better picture of the back vented brake, but you'll see that this disc is lined up dead center with the front wheel, so when you put the brakes on, it's not pulling to the right or the left a bit like a single disc that would be mounted on the right or the left side. And if you want to get a refresher course, I'd recommend going to Wikipedia or Google and just Google the Yamaha GTS, and this bike has all kinds of technology that was cutting edge in the day it was released. For example, it has electronic fuel injection. It has the single-sided front swing arm. It has a catalytic converter. It has 5 valve heads. You got 3 intake valves and 2 exhaust valves. There's electronic fuel injection. The Omega chassis, which Yamaha was famous for. Just before I put this on the display in the museum, I put on a new gold chain, even though the other one was fine, but this one just looks a lot classier. And this chain has maybe 25 miles on it is all, so it's good for another 20,000. And so I'll start the walk around. You can see the tail section. There's no damage. And there's a story about this bike that I'll outline in the text because I don't have the time here to record it all, but it was owned by a wealthy person that had multiple homes, and he'd have it shipped to the home he was going to be spending the next time at, and had like a mechanic in every city check everything out before he drove it. So the bike mechanically is pretty spot on. So if we look at the exhaust pipe, you'll see there's no damage, there's no scrapes. You can see from the text, it's all original Yamaha OEM pipes. This is also a catalytic converter for those who want to be green. That was kind of a new thing back then. But just check out everything and look at the condition of the side plastic, side of the tank. It's in very, very good condition. And down here, if you look at the lower part, you'll see that I think whenever this guy had any chips or scrapes, he had them taken care of at the place it was sent to next. Because for the miles on the bike, this is just, you know, phenomenal condition. You can see the headers. It has ABS brakes also, I forgot to mention, which is pretty rad for back then. You can see fender, the fairing. He did put an aftermarket windshield on, which is about 6 inches taller, And it works phenomenally well, because if you look at the edge or the front, it kind of just sends the wind up over your head. And I did not get the OEM windshield, but even if I had, I wouldn't have put it on. And then again, look at the lower fairings. You just, you know, obviously it hasn't been dropped. It doesn't have normal road wear you might expect. And again, look at the condition of the tank. And this bike has only had it in it since I've owned it, non-ethanol premium. But I'm telling you, the beauty of the electronic fuel injection is they can sit and they'll start. And that's pretty cool. You can see the condition of the seat. And here is the gas fill. Really a high quality stainless steel cap that locks. And believe it or not, you actually have a glove box that can hold more than a pair of gloves. So that's pretty cool. Note the instruments have very little sun fading on them. These are the original rubber grips. It has a hydraulic clutch, which is super cool because it's just a really easy pull, even though you have a big, powerful engine and clutch working. So I'll come into the dash. I got some reflections here. Here's the mileage, 26,000 miles. And what's cool is you have two analog trip meters. So you can set them both at 0 when you start your trip. Use the one in the middle, for example, to tell you how many miles is on the current tank, and the trip meter on the right for the total miles of your trip, you know, even though you've had a bunch of fill-ups along the way. But again, you can see there's just no sun fading, and I apologize for this reflection. It has finally stopped raining out here. I've been waiting like a day and a half to come out and do this. And all the pictures I will take will be on the inside of my shop because it looks like it's going to start raining again any moment. So I will start it up. And again, fuel injection. So there's all the, I'll do this again so you can see the lights. They all work. So I just hit the starter button. And what Yamaha did for this 1000cc inline 4 for this bike compared to the FZ1000 is they tuned the motor to have more bottom end and more mid-range because it's a touring sport bike as opposed to just a full-on sport bike. So we'll look at the, there's the high beam or low beam, excuse me, high beam. And I'll show you up here in the turn signals on the dash. They both work. That's left and right. I'll do the left here. And you can see that it's a dual filament bulb, so it has a running light and a turn signal in one. And then the back turn signal. Back turn signal on the right. And on the front. And these are, all you do to cancel is just push it like that. Really simple. You don't have to actually move it back. You just push it straight in. Horn. And again, the hydraulic clutch is a big plus because it just makes using that clutch so easy. I'm not going to rev it much because it's not warmed up. See, it revs fine. This is a beautiful bike, and again the technology. You have the single-sided swing arm, you have the huge vented 6-piston front brake, and when we got the bike, I put new brake shoes in even though the ones that were in it had 50%, just because I wanted it, you know, as perfect as we could get it. And then when we had that off, we repainted the front caliper that was black with a yellow VH T caliper paint, so it really shows it off nice because it's incredible and its power. So there's no crash damage. I can't tell that it's ever been crashed. There's a few scuffs here and there, which you would see on the video, just from probably being moved around in the garage or hauled to the guy's next home. And happy bidding.